Well, hello everyone, this is Stephen from Ballyalbany and Glennon Presbyterian Churches, and I hope this finds you well. The sun has been splitting the stones for many weeks, but now a thunderstorm and rain has come over the last number of days, and hopefully that's been refreshing for you. And hopefully for the farming community, the rain will go a long way in helping you in your work each day. Well, I want to come on here to give you a little bit of an update. Last week it was my intention to send a letter to all of the families in our churches about our reopening of our church services. Well, we received a fairly thorough document from our denomination's headquarters, and we want to make sure that what it said married up with what we had already decided. So we spent another few days considering that, and this week we will let you know of our intentions, and we're very excited. Last Sunday we had our Children's Day service, and we want to thank all of the boys and girls and young people and our teachers for putting together a wonderful service. I've received so many phone calls and messages about it, and even one person described the service like a church family photo album, and that's a lovely description of a church. And I want to thank all of you who took part and made that possible. If you missed our Children's Day service, just scroll down a little bit on our Facebook page or go back to our YouTube channel and you'll find it there on Sunday past. This Sunday we pick up our series again on the life and character of the disciple Peter. We are going through his life, seeing how he was a flawed but faithful follower of Jesus and what that means for you and for me. How we can be flawed but faithful disciples of Jesus. If you've missed any of our series so far, please go back and watch them, and we're going to pick up again this Sunday at 12 noon. There's many Bible verses which recur an awful lot on cards, posters, and maybe underlined in Bibles, and one of those verses I think that we see an awful lot of is from Psalm chapter 46, where it says in verse 10, "Be still and know that I am God." How have you found being still over these last number of weeks during lockdown? Well, if you've got a family with toddlers or children, being still might not be a common occurrence in your house. Or maybe you find that you've been far more busier than normal because you wanted to get things done around the house, the yard, or the office. Well, what does being still mean? Well, for so many people it might be to sit down for a few moments, to take the Bible in your hand and to pray. Or to sit down and watch a live stream recorded service. Or maybe it could be just spending some time in silence and turning off anything that might distract you. For some it might be even going to sleep. Well, the Hebrew, when you translate be still, can also be read as take your hands off. So be still and know that I am God could be read as take your hands off and let God be God in your life. You see, naturally, we like to take control of things. We like to take hold of it in our hands, be it in our home life, our work life, our social life, dealing with the bank, dealing with the car, doing our farm work, whatever it might be. We are a people who like to grab hold of things, manipulate it, mould it to suit us and to fit into our lives. Now, that's not always bad, because God in the Bible we see use the hands of people to accomplish great things. Whenever Jesus fed the multitude with a little bit of fish and bread, whenever he took it and broke it, he told his disciples to give out the food. So with their hands, they distributed the pieces of bread and fish. Noah was called to build an ark, so with his hands, he crafted and built a vessel which saved his family and many animals. David was prompted in his heart and led to slay the Philistine Goliath. With his hands he picked up the sling and the stone and was able to conquer the enemy. So there's many occasions when our hands have been used by God and has been useful for God. But there's also many times in our lives that we push God out of the way. because we want to take control of our lives. Maybe you're facing something right now. You need to be still. You need to take your hands off and let God be God in your life. Maybe it is this problem of the pandemic. Take your hands off. Maybe you're going through some struggles in your home and personal life. Take your hands off and give it to God. Peter, the man that we've been studying about over these last number of Sundays prior to our Children's Day, he wrote a letter to a group of scattered Christians who've been persecuted, who've been sidelined, who've been treated as foreigners and aliens by people who like to suppress them. And Peter, in his first letter, said this in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, "Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you." So in other words, take your hands off all of your worries, all of your anxieties, and give it to him. Not because he is God and he is able, but he's God and he cares. The God of the universe loves you. The God who created you with his voice wants to take hold of you in his arms. So today, how will you be still? In what way will you take your hands off and let God be God in your life? It might be a problem, but it also might be even your entire existence. Maybe you've been holding on so long to yourself, holding on to your own heart, holding on to your own sins, holding on to your own faults and feelings, and you're trying to work them out, but you'll get nowhere. Cast them all onto him, because he cares for you, and he is God. God bless you today.